God a socialist? Yes, no, maybe. Any one of those could be argued. Some are convinced he is. I think the best thing to do would be to address some of the characteristics of each, and then maybe we can come to a conclusion, or at least understand the question a little better. Let's look at some of those. Socialism demands total loyalty to a set of ideals or standards set forth by state, entity, or body, without possibility to deviate from any of those. Now, God commands total loyalty to himself and a set of ideals or morals. He doesn't like a deviation from that. It's called free will. He allows us to make that choice. Now, case closed, right? No. Well, socialism doesn't allow that deviation at all. And any rebellion to that set of ideals or standards, in many cases, has resulted in prison, death, sometimes without even a trial. Because rights of the individual isn't at the forefront of their ideals. Now, God, on the other hand, he gives us free will. And he set forth his Son to pay the price for those times when we deviate, make mistakes, sin. Because otherwise, the wages of those sin are death, without that intervention of a loving God through his Son. Still, people misconstrue that as socialism somehow. And for the lack of time in these videos, we're only going to touch base on a little bit of that. Because if you were one of the few who believe God is a socialist, which would in fact make socialism somewhat godly, right? It's because you, the majority of society who think this, and a lot of the self-proclaimed Christians have never made it past the veil. What I mean by the veil is that separation between you and a personal understanding or relationship with God. That veil was removed. If you remember, when Jesus died on the cross, you read about that, you hear that the veil in the Holy of Holies, the temple, was torn in half, signifying there was no longer a separation between you and God because of sin. Jesus had paid the ultimate price for that. The difference between socialism and God is love. When was the last time you heard of a socialist leader giving his life for the betterment of his or her people? It doesn't happen. Socialism doesn't look all that loving, does it? Hopefully this sparks the conversation I'm looking for. And I'm sure we'll talk about this some more. I'm Steve Pender. And this is Food for Thought.